Rose. I'm going to turn down the frequency in the background a little. I like to keep the energy at a very high state, especially that when we're here in this virtual space, we do engage in a lot of amazing manifestations, and we just never know what spirit wants to share with us and what they want to co-create. So, if you were or if you saw the replay of last week's coffee time, we were really talking about the energy of free will and how that is a blessing that was gifted to us from the moment that we were born. It's almost like God's gift to us when we come into this world that has a lot of rough edges and a lot of like different waves and currents that sometimes really work hard to veer us off of our beautiful paths and journey. Today I was just messaging one of my uncles and I told her something really personal. And the reason why I feel, because a lot of people are like, Daisy, you said this year is the year of the self, but what I've seen is a lot of changes. And yes, absolutely, we've been undergoing massive changes since 2021, and as it progressed, it became more intensified. So you have been noticing these changes. We're always changing. It's kind of like the way of our lives as humans. We always are creating different paths and journeys. Our bodies are completely different from the moment that we start the year to the moment that we conclude the year. Per se, myself, I have let go of 30 pounds, which I'm super duper happy about. And it's something that I shared with you guys, I think last week, and it was something that I wasn't even aware of. It was me speaking to one of you beautiful souls, talking about a video that I had done way back when, and realizing that some of the things in that video, I'm witnessing them now, fast forward 3-4 years in the future. And as I saw that, I sat down with my journals and my scripting books, and I started to really look at all of the things that I have asked for, especially as just this year. And one of the things that I really wanted was that I said, my back was hurting a lot, and it was just like, uncomfortable, to be, I felt that I had, because of COVID, and again here playing the victim and blaming. But since I was, I had to go home, I had a job that was very interactive, and due to COVID, not being able to do that job, my body became like very like, in the zone, and I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't really, incorporating exercises. So I gained 40 pounds, and when I realized the significant desire that I wanted, it was really important in the beginning of the year, more so even last year, but it was in January that I said one of the things that we did in our 6-week scripting class, because we talked about our different areas in our finances, our love lives, our health, our body, all of the things that we just really wanted to manifest. And one of the things that I had added was that I wanted to be less than a certain, I set my goal as I want to be less than this amount. So when this beautiful soul, left a comment on my videos, and I sat down and like, oh my gosh, I manifested this. Oh my gosh, I manifested that. It became very like, wow, sometimes we're so focused on right now and what is in front of us and what it is that we want at this moment, that we don't realize that what we wanted yesterday has came true, because either we forgot about it, or it's no longer important to us. It's no longer, it has to happen now, right? So I sat with Spirit these last couple of days, and I said to Spirit, okay, when I'm manifesting certain things, when I'm creating these certain changes, especially that I'm creating a whole new lifestyle for myself, a very transitional state that I'm in as we speak. And again, I'm going to recap back on the year of the self. how do I stay in the now? Don't overwhelm myself. How do I do that? And Spirit's like, well, you need to, the saying, set it and forget it. You need to like, okay, this is what I want, and focus on this for a time frame. And then you need to allow. You need to take action, do your daily things, have fun, and just allow. Because what happens is, and this is really important, they were constantly wanting this and doing this and writing about this, and we overwhelm, we're getting in the way of our free will and not allowing the things that we intend and desire to just flow to us. And what do I mean? Well, being the year of the self means that we had to take in account the things that were not working in our lives, things that were not fitting with our intentions and desires. I'm going to turn 50 in a couple of months, and it's just such a powerful chapter that I feel, especially that we are now in the new chapter. Like, it's so crazy to me that my chapters go in the ones and zeros. It's so crazy to me that I'm going to turn 50 next year, and that's when we start the next 7 years, the next decade, right? So it's like, okay, what is it that no longer soothes me, that fits? What is it that just makes me super unhappy, that just doesn't resonate with, the life that I'm co-creating? And at moments, it's really hard, because then you have to make the decisions. And these decisions sometimes are like powerful, overwhelming, sad even, when you're making decisions of removing people from your life, even jobs. Like, maybe you're at a job that you really, really love, but it's really not allowing you to grow and prosper. And just the thought about going somewhere else and feeling like you have to start again, same thing for relationships. You're in this relationship, you give all this time and effort and, your youth and your years, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to close this door? I've invested so much in it. But then you have to outweigh the pros and cons. Like, are you the same person when you started this relationship? Is this relationship fulfilling you the way it did when it first started? You need to really, sometimes these questions that we need to ask are so powerful, and sometimes the answers are overwhelming, because you're like, so of course, Patreons, I will be live on Patreon. Oops, I shook the table. I will be live on Patreon after this, because we're going to undergo some things that I told Patreons that we were going to do. I apologize that my coffee time this week is a little late. I am, once again, one of the things that I started doing this week was nature walks. I used to do those way back I started to do them in 2011, maybe earlier than that. And they were very soothing, because it was a way for me to get out of brought stale energies and just kind of go outside, walk with nature. Sometimes I go with my kids, sometimes I'm by myself. So I'm able to really, really connect with source. And taking these nature walks is very nurturing, soulful, energetic energy to help you reinstate, like, maybe energies in your own body, helps you cleanse and clear your aura. Of course I didn't take off my shoes, because where I was walking was a bit dirty. We just had a hurricane a couple of weeks ago, so there's still a lot of stuff everywhere. So definitely not taking off my shoes. But even then, I was able to, like, when I went on my walk yesterday, I was able to get a lot of 5-star jasmines and create an oil just for myself. Depending on how the oil goes, I will create more to first for my Patreons, and then to sell my Etsy shop. And it's just like that. These are the things that happen. Solutions, creative measures, creative advice from spirit. Just so much goals when we really detach ourselves from whatever is, from your home, from your business, from your jobs, from going to the grocery store, So I created a very simple but cutesy printable for my Patreons. I think it's free. I'm pretty 100% positive that. So if you become a Patreon member, there's a lot of tiers, and one of the tiers is the free tier. And even in the free tier, I'm constantly posting printables, videos. You get a lot of the things that you're not going to get in YouTube. Eventually, once I'm able to have like subscribers here, not subscribers, sorry. I think it is members, sorry. Eventually, once I get to the state that I have members here, and the only way that this could happen is, of course, with your help. So, I did a poll. Some of you, or one of you from the 2,000 people that have subscribers, is super funny. I think voted that they wanted more ritual videos, so I'm going to be doing a lot of that. With that being said, this energy that we're going right now is so very powerful. So this new moon is on the 1st of October, 1st or 2nd, which is the energy of All Hallows Eve, Halloween, Day of the Dead. So it's a very thinning of the veil type energy. So what I connected with spirit and what we talked about was set yourself in the energy of July 2025. What do you want to realize in that time? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in July of 2025? And sharing this with you because for those of you that want to be part of this ritual, it's going to be so beautiful because it's going to have the energy of pumpkins. And pumpkins is the energy of abundance and prosperity and harvest. It's just a beautiful energy. And I've been working a lot with the energy of harvest since August, more so September, October, because these are the months of harvesting. So, if you want to be part of that ritual is already up on Patreon. Patreon members get the same ritual for $44.44. It's a steal, my friends. If you get it through Etsy, it's $55.55. And if you want to get the video reading, you have to pay $11.11 more. So it's two different listings. I will try to link it below, but if you are a Patreon, you already have access to purchasing this ritual. This ritual happens on the 30th of October, so technically next week. and it goes onto the energy of the 5th, which is when the moon crescents. So it's a beautiful ritual. The actual burn is on the 30th. But then I add energy all the way until the 5th, and it goes under the moon. And then these pumpkins I give to the land. So it's a very beautiful, beautiful ritual. I might do a video of me giving it to the land. I think I found a spot that I really feel like I like to just add all of the rituals inside of the pumpkin and give it. There's like a flowing little river that I absolutely love, and river flowing energy, amazing. So I'm super excited as spirit shares with me this beautiful ritual. So again, it's up on Patreon. If you want it, just run over there right now. You're part of it. My on-calls, you don't have to worry. If you guys have an on-call altar with me, you don't have to worry because you're part of the ritual. Another thing that I'm doing tomorrow, just for Patreons, I'm doing a little 555 energy because we're going into, again, we're the energy of harvest. So if you are a Patreon member, even if you're in the 333 tier, you are part of tomorrow's wealth ritual. So run on over to Patreon. All you have to do is sign up to the $3 tier, and you are part of tomorrow's beautiful 555 manifesting energy. And I will be sharing that only on Patreon. Why? So tomorrow's the energy of money, of prosperity, of financial success, of abundance. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Welcome. So with this energy of manifesting, everything that has to do with abundance doesn't just mean money. Think about anything, your house, your car, your food. And, and a lot of people will be like, well, that has to do with money. Hi, Davion. Did I say it right? Welcome. So, no matter what you're manifesting with the energy of 555, you're attracting that abundance. And I'm also going to be sharing something very special just for paid Patreons tomorrow during the 555 energy. So, go on over to my Patreon and take advantage of that beautiful vibration. Also, I will be live on Patreon in a little while where we will be using this printable and our magic of free will. And for this, you don't need to pay. This is for everyone that's a Patreon member. I do stuff for my free members because I appreciate everyone, because I get it, and sometimes even $3 is unaffordable, especially with all this crazy madness. Believe you me, I totally understand. So, I'm excited about the burn tomorrow, but I'm even more excited about the All Hallows Eve thinning of the veil rituals. And with that being said, I want to do something where I share with you guys a lot of different rituals to do this time. I'm going to share them here on YouTube. So all you have to do is subscribe so you get notified, hit the notification bell so you know what I'm sharing with you guys. Why is free will so powerful? Why is it so important for us to access that gift that we were gifted from the moment that we were born? Our Creator embedded this into our divine DNA. Because we make the choices, we declare what we want in our lives. And that is, my friend, the most important thing. So going back to that, when I am realizing, because I study, and this is why journaling for me is so important. It is because I will go back to my journals, like I did when I told you that I went all the way back to January and even 4 years in the past, and saw things that I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this and I manifested. I forgot about this and I manifested. I forgot about this and I manifested. I'm like, one of the things that really, really I wanted, that I hold dear to my heart, is, you guys know I'm all about family. And way back in January, I said this year I want to spend a lot of time with my granddaughters. And one of the things that I wrote was that I wanted them to come over for summer vacation, and so we could have an amazing summer vacation. And we did this. We were together for almost a whole month. Pool, going out, restaurants. It was amazing. Shopping, baking, crafting. I mean, I can't even tell you. Watching movies. So much fun. And these are just like little things that I'm like, wow. And if I, in looking at it, it was intentions that I set. And when I write in my journals, I'm always grateful, you know, for the times that I talk on the phone with them, the times that I'm able to see them, the times that they send me pictures, the times that they ask me for, you know, money for a game or whatever they're into, and I'm able to send it to them. You know, all of that makes me very, very happy. And being able to bless you all through my work, just for coming here, you know, send you all blessings and love and success and abundance and prosperity, and that you meet all of your goals and all your intentions, that you are in a place where everything flows to you easily and effortlessly. So talking about the year of the self, because again, a lot of people are confused by it. And what I meant when the year of the self is that we are realizing, by seeing where we are, seeing what we want, we are realizing that we are important. We're realizing that taking time for ourselves, doing things for ourselves is really, really important. And when you focus on this and you start to notice, oh my gosh, here's something I do, and it's gonna sound crazy. Something that I do is I will go grocery shopping, and I will shop for everyone in my household, and I will forget to buy things for myself. And then I'll get home and get hungry and go to the fridge and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't buy me food. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll eat what I bought for so-and-so. I'll just, because sometimes I cook and stuff for everybody. I'll cook for everybody. And it's stuff that is like I don't want. It's okay, I'll eat it because I'm hungry, but it's really not stuff like, because my eating habits are very different, and as I get older, they become more. Uh, I like a lot of vegetables. I like little sandwiches. I can't even explain. So my kids like burgers and pizzas, and my husband eats chicken, and it's just and mashed potato, things that I definitely don't like. So it's like, why do we do this? Why do we sometimes not see ourselves and not take care of ourselves? So realizing this, now I'm able to sit down and I order special foods that come every week that are catered to my likes, that I could make, enjoy, share. And it feels nice to go to the kitchen and be like, oh my gosh, today I'm making lobster whatever, or oh my gosh, today I'm making, steak whatever, burger whatever, because it's a burger that I like, not the ones that I'm making for everybody, right? And it wasn't just that. It's also a lot of little things, when we realize that we don't put ourselves first, when we realize that we do everything for everyone, and we don't acknowledge what we need and what we want and what we desire. And since I've been married for such a long time, for me it's even harder because it's been like a very kind of, this is how it is, I'm married and this is what I've been doing for 30 plus years. So I'm just going to keep going. So this year, regardless if you say yes or no, you are noticing yourself. This is why it's year of the self. So that's what that means. So then next year, 2025, we go into the year of gratitude. And it's a good year when you've been working on you, when you've been taking care of you. You're able to reap a lot more. And from what Spirit has shared with me, we're already in the kind of shadow of that energy. So it's already started, but more so with this new moon. This new moon, that shadow energy becomes a realization, and you start to reap. You start to harvest. A lot of the things that you've been wanting for like at least 4 years, you start to realize them, and you're like, holy smokes. I guarantee today you're probably in a different job than you were whenever. I guarantee today that you might not even be with the same partner, or you might be with a new partner, or you might be living somewhere else, a different career, different job, different state, different country. There's so many changes that have happened that is crazy. So thank you all for enjoying coffee time with me. I try to be here every Wednesday, but if you want to reap in some of this magic, just head on over to Patreon. Remember, Patreon is free, and the tiers start very, very simple. I also have the altars up for those of you that have been wanting to be part of my altars. I now have different options for you to create a more affordable approach to these altars, and they only have a small space for me to be able to do the work for you. Plus that I like to give a lot of energy. So those that purchase the altars now in the energy of October, we start with the energy of the new moon, because I do new moon, full moon, and just new moon. So you have options to choose which one fits your needs. So yeah, I will see you on Patreon. Namaste.